ruling class are murdering you. Not slowly, they've got their hands around your throats and you're just passing out. They are destroying the earth and everything that lives on it to make a few quid. This is not a drill. It's happening, and it's happening now.
Why don't we just stop them? Why don't we get tough, take to the streets in millions, say enough is enough?
It's an expression of my view, which is that we, human beings, all have a responsibility to stand up in solidarity with one another against authority that is errant, wherever and however and whatever it is and wherever we see it. Errant authority. You know, this is not 60s bull. This is stuff that has to do with the reality of the way the world turns now and the way it works. And we by and large, have a very blinkered view of it.
You think that still has traction?
Absolutely.
Is it my imagination? Is it too much to suggest that their leaders over there and our leaders in the West are driven not by trying to achieve peace in our time, but by something else, by something altogether less sublime? Call me a cynic, but it sometimes seems to me that some of them are more attached to power than to peace.
You are not still in a democracy. You can buy political power now. That is not democratic. At some point in everybody's life, they have to decide whether or not they believe in the 1948 Universal Declaration of Human Rights in Paris. If you do, either you believe in it or you don't. You can't have it both ways. And so if you do believe it, then you have to stand up for people's human rights all over the world, irrespective of their ethnicity or their religion or their nationality. We're all human beings and we behave differently by accidents of our birth. The walls that divide us are created accidentally, and in consequence, they are reversible. Once we understand that they're only like us, we're just people who are born in different parts of the world, we don't have collateral damage anymore. We no longer allow the headlong rush to maximize the bottom line. We say that other things that are more important. Wish You Were Here is about the world is a confusing place, and that it's difficult to find a reality that one can grasp wholeheartedly. The thing that I attach to most powerfully in my life is my humanity and that of other people.
We're going to talk about your tour because it's called Us and Them, and that's a title that is very well known because it's one of your classics.
Yeah.
Why is it relevant now?
Yeah, it's a song from Dark Side of the Moon, which was from 1973. There's a line in it which goes, with, without, and who'll deny that's what the fighting's all about? And the answer to that question is almost everybody. Almost everybody thinks that the wars that we are subject to constantly now, we live in a state of perpetual war, which by a lot of people in the United States has been accepted. They think it's okay because they think they're fighting terrorists. That's what they think. That's not why we're in a state of perpetual warfare, in my view. And we know that all human beings are descended from the first Homo sapiens and who were from Africa, and that we have spread out over the globe into different parts of the globe, and in consequence, some of us look different than others. This is because of weather and and stuff that's happened over the last time. But we all carry the same DNA. We are all related one to another, wherever we're born, whatever our religion is, whatever our ethnicity, whatever our color, whatever our sexual preferences, whatever. We are brothers and sisters, and that's what. This is what I've learned, all right? I've learned that shame is a terrible motivator. I was crippled by insecurity and feelings of shame when I was a 15-year-old boy.
Are you nostalgic?
No, what, for those days? No. I'm looking forward. As I say to my partner in life now, I say it to her often, we keep dinning it into each other really, we have to stay in the moment. You have to stay as close to the moment as you can. And, not worry too much about yesterday. Look forward to tomorrow, but make certain that in the moment you're looking into their eyes and that you're focused on love. I know it sounds soppy, but it's not. One would need to persuade the good people of the United States of America that they somehow need to wrest the power that resides with the very, very wealthy back to the rest of you, or the rest of them, in order that you could, for instance, have a mainstream media that reports news from around the world rather than providing 24-hour entertainment in order to sell soap powder, which is, with all due respect, and there's not a great deal of respect you can give to even some of the considered august bodies, some of the broadsheets. You know, the New York Times is now just a mouthpiece for the government, so is the Wall Street Journal. But the people would have to wake, first of all, they would have to wake up, the people, you Americans, would have to wake up to the fact that these newspapers and the rest of the media are not giving you the news.
So what, if anything, to do? Well, understand that every day, in many small but central ways, we get to choose.
This is something that I actually put in my folder when I came out here today. You have no idea what it is. Nobody does, because it arrived on the internet to me this morning. It's a request for the rights to use my song, Another Brick in the Wall 2, in the making of a film to promote Instagram. So it's a missive. It's a missive from Mark Zuckerberg to me, right? Arrived this morning with an offer of a huge, huge amount of money, and the answer is F you. No f***ing way. And I only mention that because this is an insidious, it's the insidious movement of them to take over absolutely everything, you know. So those of us who do have any power, and I do have a little bit, in terms of the control of the publishing of my songs, I do anyway. So I will not be a party to this bullshit, Zuckerberg.
Them. Enough. They've had their time. A new day dawns, and we will not be swaddled in their grime.